Hey, we are back and black in the motherfucking building. What is going on? You already know who the fuck I am. I'm your boy. And the place be been Clowns Looking Free since 2003, meaning you cannot finesse me. Shout out to everybody out there at the Court Plantation. You already know I'm gonna hit y'all with, did he come back today? Did Jesus come back? Ah, damn. Motherfuckers just shut up, all this other bullshit jumping around and all this other bullshit. But these anti-black racists, white supremacist motherfuckers still going oops upside your head. Like, nigga, did I tell you? Nigga, type shit. But you sitting up here playing the Cesare Borgia in this bitch. So shout out to everybody out there at the Court Plantation making it do what it do. Shout out to everybody out there that support the black business. Man, it is time to discuss new and improved things for us to do through our journey in this so-called life when we're dealing with and battling racism, white supremacy. And what we should be trying to do is establish a system of justice any way you know how. So if you are supporting the black business, shout out to you. Man, you got blackandnoble.com, Mix of Health. You have Cookie Confidant, which I'm about to go focus on more of them cookies. Them motherfuckers is bomb. And I'm looking for new black businesses, man. I seen some black businesses out here today, man. And the other day, I was just kind of riding around and looking at businesses. I'm probably about to go do some more research. You know, when I get off this motherfucker, I got shit to handle. I've been real busy just going around plotting, looking for black businesses and shit. So shout out to everybody out there. If you're doing that, if you're not, you need to get on top of it and do it. Because it is very imperative that you support a black business. Because we are all we got. Y'all niggas that give all y'all money away to a sucker ass preacher selling you hope, telling you that if you just do good, you know that somebody, you gonna live in heaven in the afterlife. But ain't nobody ever went to the afterlife and came back and told us about it. Fuck out of here, man. Shout out to everybody out there that is trying to establish generational wealth within their family. That's one thing I'm gonna get on to and I'm gonna talk about briefly before we get into the topic today. We are definitely gonna discuss Asians, the new white supremacists. They've been the new white supremacists. They are honorary supremacists. They are trying out for the team as we speak. And the dominant white society knows that, and we're going to get into that as we speak with the hurry up and buy and all the Asian hate that we've dealt with the last 40 years or 30 years or so. How you get these liquor stores in our neighborhoods and treat us like shit and take y'all money back to y'all neighborhood, but y'all don't fuck with us and fuck with our business, so fuck them. And if you are a part of the Asian community and you see that shit taking place, then you need to say something. If you don't know about it and you were ignorant to the fact or bereft of knowledge, you don't know what the fuck is going on, then maybe you should educate yourself. We're going to talk about this brother Ryan Llewellyn, or whatever the fuck his name is, who shot this young kid, and why, fuck being in prison, sometimes we have to take matters into our own hands. It's not just that. Do you think that he'd be able to kill a white Jewish kid and sit around here and have a little bit of bond? Stop. We're gonna talk about a lot of things. We're gonna talk about generational wealth. We're gonna talk about how it matters to us. We're gonna talk about how it relates at the corporate plantation. And I'm gonna play some audio. But before we get into that, I am definitely gonna give a super shout out to anybody out there that support black businesses, that's at the corporate plantation right now. Become introverted, compartmentalize your behavior, and become a recluse at the Court Plantation. Get your 8, skate, and get the fuck away from these people. Stop running to these black churches, no offense, and thinking that, you know, if you Jesus said it and Jesus all this other shit, that's Cesare Borgia you're praying to. You're not gonna get no power from that. And if you don't educate yourself in this real knowledge so you can gang yourself up so you're not around here talking about, oh man, you know what I'm saying, if I just turn the other cheek, then everything will be all right. Stop all that. What we need to start doing is look at other racial groups and see how the dynamic is in their family. See how they establish generational wealth in their foundations. So we're going to get into that, man. And if you are at the Court Plantation, take a look to your left and look to your right. The majority of the black folk that's there with you, they are for themselves, and then they're for the team separate or second. And there's no diss. I can't even be mad, man, because black folk, for the most part, we're in survival mode. So we're not going to be about the team before we're not about us. You know what I'm saying? But I can just tell you this. When you're at the Court Plantation, it is a job. It's business, not personal. Go in there and get the fuck away from those people. That's what I do. Go in there, do what I need to do, and I'm out. Fuck it. I don't do no smile. I don't talk. For what? Because you can give a fuck. You you have no fucks to give when it comes to my family and what the fuck I got going on. And that's facts. And shout out to everybody out there that is, I would say, keeping up on the natural herbs. I was just drinking some anise tea. Helps with mucus and all this other stuff. You see, I got the lemon water right here on deck. You know, I got my Tahuti, my Ara, natural herbs and shit. So, man, shout out to everybody out there that's on that type of regimen. You know, you can't eat healthy all the time, because I'm not gonna lie, man. Ever since the goddamn pandemic, I haven't really been eating all that great. But I've been trying to drink at least a gallon of water a day. You know what I'm saying? Get that shit the fuck up out of me, man. So we gonna get into it, man. But shout out to everybody out there that's begging, too. There's a lot of begging ass niggas, too. So we gotta stop all this begging and thinking everybody owe us something. But we gonna get into it, man. We gonna get into it. Hey, don't give me the singing in here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah. Looking ass. I'll make a cut to this shit. Nigga, I'll be like, don't give me the singing. I'll be like, yeah, bitch. I want your money because you acting real funny, bitch. You know you gon' be mine because it don't cost a dime. I ain't even singing in this motherfucker. No, I'm fucking with y'all niggas. Let's cut this shit off. Get to singing. You know, most niggas want to sing church songs and shit because it's Sunday. Fuck out of here. Niggas is probably still Easter egg hunting as we speak. Fuck out of here. Cut this shit down, man. Hey, man. Man. Let's get into it. Before we get into it, I want to discuss something, man. And it just kind of been really bothering me. Generational wealth. Now, what I don't like about what I see a lot of the times is we want to be like the Jewish community. You can learn a lot from the white Jewish community. They believe in generational wealth for their children. They believe in not watching their kids and their family struggle. They believe in spreading the wealth because they're hustling for their last name, not for their first. So with that being said, I've been around a lot of white Jewish people. One of the people in my production crew, he was Jewish. They didn't believe in that struggling. They're not gonna watch you struggle. That's the problem I feel like we need to start understanding. Like, they ain't gotta like each other to do business with each other. And especially when it's internal and it's family-wise, they're not gonna sit there and watch their whole family, you know what I'm saying, just kind of struggle, because I just kind of looked at the dynamic. Like the homeboy that was in my production crew, you know, his grandfather was an optometrist, if I'm not mistaken. This was like 20 years ago. And he was just kind of telling me a lot of the things. He was telling me about his bar mitzvah. He was telling me about, like, you know, just things that his grandpa would teach him and, you know, teach his family and his cousins, and, you know what I'm saying? And no, the white Jewish community, they don't all live luxurious lives. Let's just get that straight. It ain't about them living luxurious lives. They're very, very frugal, and they're not going to be boastful in what they have. They're not going to tell you what they have. But what I have learned and being around them and observed is generational wealth is important. They're going to teach their kids about stock, bonds, 401k, IRAs, money market accounts, CDs. They're going to teach them about all that shit so they can know, so they're armed with the necessary knowledge to navigate through this system. And what I mean is, I feel like a lot of the times we put value in things a lot of the times that don't matter, and then the things that do matter we don't really want to deal with, like life insurance. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if more black folks start getting their own policies of life insurance and taking out policies when their kids are born and taking them out, it'll be less killings, because a lot of these insurance companies ain't gonna want to be paying all this money. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these insurance companies will be going after these police and going after other people as well, because they ain't gonna want to be paying these life insurance policies. But I think a lot of the times, man, we don't want to do that shit is because I feel like that's not prevalent in our community. Like, what do you mean, Warren? Like, me growing up, I never really heard nobody talk about life insurance policies. I never heard nobody talk about stock. Like I told you, the first time I heard about stock was in my economics class with Mr. Terry. That was the first time, and I wasn't paying attention then. That's the first time I ever heard about stock, and that was 25, 30 damn years ago. And I would say by, you can call it synchronicity, you can call it kismet, you can call it whatever the fuck you want. But, you know, you start listening to other podcasts, you start listening to something like motherfuckers breaking it down. You're like, damn, this motherfucker breaking it down. Like me, I ain't got to necessarily like the person to get their info and get their knowledge and see what they talking about. Because I don't really care about what motherfuckers be on no bullshit. Explain to me woo. And I feel like, I think in my personal opinion, that we need to start talking more and establishing a foundation of generational wealth. You know what I'm saying? Where our communities are heard and we have an economic base. First, we got to invest in ourselves before I even get to even the subject hand. Like, because sometimes when I look at other racial groups, you know what I'm saying? And you look at how their community it starts inside out. So they have a closeness and a bond amongst themselves because they know who they are. And a lot of it is they know their history, they know where they come from, they know who they are. And I don't think we want to know that. A lot of the times, motherfuckers don't be want to know that. And I get it, because motherfuckers just want to get to the bag so they can live good. I get that shit, man. I ain't mad at niggas for wanting to get to the bag and live good, man. I don't be tripping off niggas that want to be on that shit. I don't blame niggas for wanting to be like that, because that's smart. You know, but you can lose generational wealth in one generation. And a lot of the times when you look at, you know, the white Jewish community, I'm going to always use them as an example. Like, bro, they smart. They know who they are. They send their kids to Jewish white schools so they can learn about who the fuck they are. They're teaching their kids to be accountants and lawyers and all this other shit, and I get that. And I'm not saying that black folk don't get it. I'm just saying a lot of the times, man, I feel we too busy wearing our Easter suits and our Sunday's best so we can go to church and sit around here and start a gossip section and talk about who's at church and who wasn't at church and all this other shit. But we ain't, are in these black churches? Find me a black church that's talking about generational wealth. Find me a black church that's talking about stocks, bonds, and 401k and IRAs and money market accounts. Where are these black churches at? And the reason why I'm saying this shit is because we can only whine so long until we're armed with the fucking business and armed with the truth of what we need to do. And then when you start giving niggas the plug, niggas don't even want to listen a lot of the times anyway. Now that's some niggas. Some niggas is with the business. Like, fuck that, nigga. I'm trying to get the fuck up out of this situation and I'm trying to handle business. Like, I never went to a black church that talked about buying property. I never went to a church that talked, get good grades so you get a good job so you can pay your tithes and come back here and pay your tithes. I never heard of no church telling a nigga like, hey, bro, you need to start investing yourself first. Before you give me them tithes and do all that bullshit, hey, go invest in yourself. Because if you don't invest in yourself, you can't be a good member to me. If you can't be a good member of service to yourself, a lot of times niggas just want that bread. You know what I'm saying? I get all that too, but I feel like we need to establish a base of generational wealth, because you won't have Asians and all these other racial groups thinking that they could be shooting one of our children and that nothing ain't gonna happen to them. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? When you start putting bread on people's head, it's a whole nother ball game. But a lot of the times we don't even want to invest in ourselves. That's what really be tripping me out. A lot of the time, that shit, I be like, God damn, man, because I'm looking, you know what I'm saying? Because the topic of the day is about that Asian brother that shot that little kid. Now, that was bold, but the reason why these things happen is because, for one, economically, no other racial group takes it serious. Because we'll go spend our money with them before we spend it with each other. And I get it, because you're looking at each other through the lenses of the dominant society, and you think, oh, this nigga gonna flank it. Who cares if a nigga flake or they business acumen ain't up to par? Who give a fuck? It's 100,000 black businesses. Just don't fuck with that one. You understand what I'm saying? That doesn't mean you write off all niggas. Don't write off all white businesses. But niggas would be quick to be, that's why I don't fuck with niggas. I just don't fuck with the bullshitting niggas. The niggas that be acting like they got their shit together and then they be bullshitting and playing games. And another thing I wanted to address too, wasting time. Do not let people waste time. Don't let people waste your time. What I mean is like this. I'm talking about people you ain't talked to in a while. I'm talking about people you ain't talked to in probably like 6 months, 5 months. You talk to them every 6 months, and then they want to come around and hold these elaborate conversations with you and waste your time. I'm not talking about people that you deal with and you talk to all the time. I'm talking about people that you ain't talked to and they just pop up out of nowhere, and then they just want to be a waster of your time. You know, you call them energy vampires. They just come around and they do a transfer of energy. So they unload all their toxic bullshit energy on you, and then you're carrying around their burden when really you were doing good and mentally you were in a good space. That could happen to you. So it's like I feel like you have to be tunnel vision when it comes to your line of success of what you want to do. But first, I'm gonna bring it back to this generational wealth. Generational wealth. I'm telling you, I was around a white Jewish kid. He didn't even know he was giving me game, but because this was regular conversation in this household. But it wasn't in my household. It wasn't with me growing up. Like I said, hey, I bring on the challenge. Email me. Show me a black church that's talking about generational wealth, stock, bonds, 401k, money market accounts, IRAs, shit that you can use to better your situation. You find me that black church and I'll shut the fuck up. But until then, I don't want to hear shit. Because I don't want to hear nothing about no motherfucking like, oh, we need to get together. Get together and do what? Niggas always talking about we need to get together, but do what? If we not getting together, what the fuck are we doing? Oh, man, what's going on? Tasha, look, man, I'm looking. Hey, that shit ain't nothing new. Remember, Latasha Harden, I think was her last name, but where that Asian lady that shot and killed her over some orange juice. Exactly. And we gonna get on that. And that's why, look, that's why I picked this topic today, because y'all not, some topics y'all gonna see me get on before everybody else get on. Like the Joe Biden, his son, Hunter Biden, I was kind of on that topic before a lot of the people. But this topic, I'm kind of last because I wanted to see what was gonna happen. You see, they posting him bail right away and he was able to get out. And then all this pressure is on him. Now they're like, oh, well, now we got to bring you back to court. They wasn't going to do nothing because that wasn't no white kid he shot. That wasn't no white Jewish kid he shot. That wasn't nobody of significance to them. But a lot of the times, and I'm not justifying nothing because y'all don't even want to know what shit happened to the Asian brother. But I'll tell you this, we got to have intrinsic value in each other. Even if a motherfucker ain't really business acumen like you, that doesn't mean you just write the motherfucker off. Why? Let me ask you a question. Anybody that's listening, why is it when it comes to Jesus said it and reading the fucking Bible, who y'all don't know who wrote that shit, just because the letters in red, Jesus said it, and you go to church, you will not argue a nigga down about that shit. Hey man, that's Cesare Borgia. Don't you say that about my guy. But when it comes to real facts, motherfucker will like, hey man, you know Joe Biden is racist. No, he ain't here, Democrat, woo woo. But a nigga will argue, a nigga will get on one accord with you as long as you go to the church, pray, and go along with the sucker shit. You like, why you say that one? Okay, for one, I'll just say this. For one, that's the religion that they gave us. They gave us that religion. They let us basically run a monopoly on that religion with our own people. So that's why I always wonder, like, well, why is it we can get on one accord when it comes to that religion shit, but then when it comes to factual shit, like, hey, you know Joe Biden's a racist too. You know Hillary Clinton is racist. Bill is racist. You know Barack Obama, he was all in it with their asses too. Motherfucker get mad at you and cuss you out and vote shame you. All this other shit. But then when it comes to that Jesus shit, you be like, hey, bro, well, okay, do Jesus have a color? Oh, no, he ain't got no color. Oh, now he ain't got no color. Okay, if he ain't got no color, then why he got a face on there that look like Pau Gasol? If he ain't got no color, then he shouldn't look like nobody. That's what I be saying, man. It's like, bro, motherfuckers will get together and then we want to get together to solve nothing. Like, I'm tired of that shit too, man. Oh, man, let's sit down and do what? If we're not trying to replace the system of racism and white supremacy, then what are we doing? And not even at that point, what are you doing individually? Because everybody think, in my personal opinion, they know what everybody else supposed to be doing. I can't tell you what you're supposed to be doing. I can only tell you what I'm doing. What I'm doing, supporting black businesses, reading, studying, and staying in my fucking lane. I'm not trying to be no cloud chasing. I ain't trying to be out there. I just go off what I see, and I read, study, and gather my own type of thesis on what the fuck I need to be doing, and I stay in my lane. I'm not trying to keep up with nobody else. I couldn't even tell you what the next nigga's doing. I can only tell you how I grew up. On how I grew up, niggas want to talk about no stocks, no bonds, no 401k, no IRAs, no mutual funds, nothing that can help you later on in life. Because let me tell you something. You go work a corn plantation job for 15, 20, 30 years, you're going to get tired of that shit. And you're going to be looking around like, well, what the fuck am I doing? That's why you'll see a whole lot of other racial groups. They'll be like, well, I don't like this job. I quit. And you be like, damn, they lucky. They just quit? Yeah. Because a lot of the times it's generational wealth in their family. So they ain't got to be doing all that. Man, all these motherfuckers that voted for his ass are silent as a whole in church right now. Exactly. And a lot of it is the black church, man. And no diss. I grew up in a black church, but this ain't about arguing with no elderly black people because debating means nothing. You're not solving anything. So I'm not finna debate with no older black people. I'm not finna tell them where I feel that they wrong, because that's not my problem. And I ain't doing that. But I'm gonna tell you what I observed, and what I observe is they smart. The Democratic Party, they get into the black churches, then the black churches have you thinking you supposed to be a Democrat. And I'll be looking like, okay, well, what the fuck did Joe Biden do for niggas? Because he didn't do shit for us. He's caused more harm than good. Barack Obama. Let's see. Trayvon Martin, Philando Castile, Eric Gardner, Mike Brown, Alton Sterling, Oscar Grant. All these people got killed on Barack Obama's watch, and he ain't say shit. Now he trying to nigga explain, talking about, oh, well, you know, there was constraints by, you know, large institutions. Stop, nigga. You just didn't give a fuck. Now that you see that the Democratic Party is about to have civil unrest because a lot of black people are looking at the Democratic Party like, hey, man, y'all signing these Asian hate bills. You see Kamala Harris walking with the LGBTQ LMNOP XYZ community, but this bitch ain't walked or said shit to black folk. But all these black women talking about, oh shit, AKA shit. No, that bitch is a East Indian who fuck with East Indians. She just had y'all fooled because she know how to listen to Cardi B. That's a ploy. This is politics. That's all it is, man. It's just like the black church for the most part. One, why you go so hard on black church? The reason why I go so hard on black church a lot of times is because you're not arming us with anything. I'm going to say it one more time. How many people that grew up in the black church know anything about stocks, bonds, 401k, mutual funds, IRAs, money market accounts, CDs? Tell me. How many black people that grew up in the black church know about any of this shit? Know that any of this shit, life insurance. How many black churches even teach their kids about getting life insurance? I'm talking about over and over and over and over and over again. Over and over again. Tell me. But niggas argue you down about that shit. But then when you tell a nigga, hey man, well, you know, Joe Biden and them, man, they, you know, mass incarceration, bro, they don't really fuck with us like that. Motherfuckers be like, ah, man, you know, that was in 95. Well, nigga, that's hurting us today. If they came out with crack, put it in our communities, and then came up with mandatory minimums to get us behind bars after they put the crack in front of our face, that's entrapment. What the fuck you mean, bro? But a lot of the times, man, niggas will argue down. Niggas will argue down about the Democratic Party and argue down about Jesus. Straight up. They will argue the fuck down about that shit all day long. And I be looking at this shit and I just be like, kind of like, I be intrigued but tripping like, damn. Like this brother went and just straight shot a kid. And you let him out on bail? It's like, you shouldn't even get no bail. What you doing shooting a kid? That's attempted murder on a child. But because black folk, to the down and white society, there is no intrinsic value. Their value is if we play sports or we make music. If we don't play sports and make music or tell a joke, they don't really want niggas around for nothing. For nothing. That's why you got Kamala Harris marching with the big letter gang, the LBQTG, LMNOPXYZ bullshit. And I'm so tired of all these niggas acting like they that first and they not black. Okay, nigga. That I'm not OJ, I'm not black, I'm OJ. Okay, nigga. All right. That's another thing too, man. But a lot of this shit stems from the home. What are you being socialized? What are you being taught? I'm telling you, what are you being taught? How many people you know even going to go look at a life insurance policy? How many people you know have been taught? You know why? Because I never heard that shit growing up. I'm not finna sit up here and be like, yard? Nope. Nope. Even property. How many black churches, how many people in general have been socialized to go buy property? Property. I'm talking about just, and I'm not talking about you should go buy property. I'm talking about, hey, we're going to go take a look at some properties and you're going to break down the schematics of how much it's going to cost, how much the mortgage is going to be, how much the insurance on the house is going to be. How many people get taught that as a kid? How many black folk? Because black folk don't get taught that a lot of the times. A lot of times, black folk are in survival mode, so we don't have time to teach each other nothing. Because we still trying to figure it out too. It's like if they put you in charge of training a motherfucker, but then they give you your regular work, plus you got to train a new motherfucker. You gonna rush that process because you like, well, nigga, I don't really have time to be helping you. I gotta do what the fuck I need to do, and that's exactly what happens. And that's how I feel how black folk are. That's why I feel like we spend too much time, and all this bullshit, and then we be like, hey man. You see TV1, Kathy Hughes' stock went from $2 to $20 a share. Motherfucker be looking at you like, who is Kathy Hughes? TV1, where they do Unsung. Motherfucker be like, oh, yeah, I know about TV1. Yeah, you know the stock. Ah, man, I don't fuck with that, man. That's gambling. But a nigga beat you to the sports book. Talk about, could I get the over on this game and the under on this game, and let me get the part. It's like, man, I don't get it, man. I see more niggas at the guy. Like, man, I wish I could take my phone and interview people. I'd be like, are you invested in the stock? Motherfucker be like, nah. But they don't mind spending 20% of their paycheck at the goddamn motherfucking sports book. And hey, to each his own. Do your thing. I'm just saying this. If we don't have intrinsic value economically and in each other, then how the fuck are we gonna expect everybody else? I'm talking about economically. And what I mean by is, if we started putting into each other and putting into ourselves and investing in ourselves, right? And then we build an economic base. When things like what happened with that Asian dude, I'm not saying you're not supposed to respond. And I'm not giving no excuse, because I don't care if we have intrinsic value in each other or not, nigga. You don't have no right to be shooting no kids. That's some bogus bullshit. What I'm saying is, it would be a lot easier for us, and let's say somebody's kid gets shot. Now our community has an economic base. Now we can put bread on those politicians' head to be like, all right, that nigga got to go to prison for life. That's what I'm saying. And then too, when we don't get our way economically, we need to start doing other shit to make sure that niggas that we get niggas' attention so they don't fuck with us. Let me see. Shit, I barely started learning about that shit and was born and raised in the church. Thank you. No diss, Kojic, but man, y'all niggas ain't teaching niggas shit. Sorry. Hey, motherfuckers may not like it, but I don't give a fuck, man. Because let me tell you something. Go work at a corporate plantation. Talk to the niggas that's working at a corporate plantation for a living. That shit is not fun. What you gonna do? Quit and go work somewhere else? You still at a corporate plantation? Because you can't draw from nothing, because you haven't been told, man, you can only draw from Jesus for so long. There's no power in drawing from somebody that look like them. You have to draw from Jean-Jacques Dessalines, Dirty Bookman, Mackendall, Denmark VC. You know, you got to draw from them motherfuckers. Queen and Zinga. You got to draw from them motherfuckers. J.A. Rogers. You know what I'm saying? You got to draw from John Henry Clark. You know, those are the ancestors you got to draw from, man. You can't be drawing from these people that don't give a fuck. Look, man, let me tell you something. This shit is continue to happen. Now, if we don't have no economic base, okay, fine. That doesn't mean that somebody can't take matters into their own hand and go let that Asian motherfucker know, hey, man, that shit will not be tolerated over here. But you know why it is? Because it's not a white kid. It's a black kid. And they don't give a fuck no way. That's why the shit happened the way it did. Now, hey, man, I'm about to play some audio, and let's see what they talking about.
Days after this accused shooter shot a little boy, he walks free, making bond on Tuesday. It has this family angry and confused.
And I'm trying to figure out how he got a bond that was so low for trying to kill my kid.
Arnold Daniel trying to figure out
facts. Now, how you get a bond that low? You shot a kid.
Why Ryan Lee Wen is out of jail after allegedly shooting his son Kobe.
He tried to hit me with a sledgehammer, but that's not gonna work because I'm too fast.
So then what did he do?
Got a gun. Boom.
And got a gun. You tried to hit him with a sledgehammer. But you want to talk about stop the Asian hate? Now, where the fuck are all these dumbass Democrat niggas, vote shaming niggas to go vote for Joe Biden, but they passed the Asian hate bill, but niggas, kids are getting shot. Now, this ain't adults. These are children. That's a child. That's not a kid. That's a child. That's not a preteen. That's a little kid, man.
Tell me.
That motherfucker should do life in prison, and then if he get murked, he get murked. Fuck him. That's a kid, man. And that's the problem, man. These motherfuckers don't give a fuck about no niggas. That's why I told you after I went to that motherfucking swap meet, and I didn't like them Asian vibes, I never went back. That was about 5-6 years ago. I was like, I'm not fucking with no shit like this no more. I just didn't like it, man. I didn't like it. I don't like it, period. I don't like the fact that they know we like pro clubs and all this other shit, then they sell it to us. No, go sell you. Why don't you go get some chopsticks and shit, go sell that shit to your people. Stop selling our shit to us. We can sell our own shit to us, man. Facts.
Here.
It's all on video Saturday afternoon on Candlewood Lane. You'll see kids playing, hear a gunshot, then Kobe realizes he's hit.
He shot me. That's death. There is no repayment. That's death. Now, and I guarantee you the motherfucker gonna get on the stand acting like he can't speak English and all this other bullshit. I don't want to hear none of that. You don't belong here anyway. If you are not a descendant of a foundational black American, you are a freeloader. You didn't build this country, and you are a fucking freeloader, just like Dr. Claude Anderson saying, I don't care what nobody, I don't care who get mad. It's the truth. I can't go to Mexico. I can't go to no other country, get their benefits, build my life up, and then talk shit about whoever country I'm living in. No, that just wouldn't happen. But only in the United States of America Incorporated.
And allegedly fired through his front window. The bullet went in Kobe's arm and out the other side.
He's bleeding. He got shot. Kobe got shot.
See, that was a brave little kid. That kid was like, all right, shot me. Man, much power and respect to that kid, man. Much power and respect. For real.
Kobe got shot. Police.
Did it hurt?
Yes.
Thank you. What
Point
you
to
think,
it, show us
bitch?
where
Yeah,
it's
it hurt. He like, yeah, it hurt. I like that little kid is smart. He like, did it hurt? Yeah, it hurt. Bitch, what the fuck you think?
You point to it, show us where it's at.
Right now, he's not even processing exactly what happened. You know, he don't realize how close he came to not being here. But I realize it.
29-year-old Lee Wen is charged with assault with intent to murder. He's apparently had issues with neighbors in the past, and this time, Dad Arnold suspects Lee Wen was mad Kobe's bike was in his yard.
I'm irate, really. I mean, I can't function, and I don't know what to do.
A Washtenaw County judge gave him a $10,000 cash bond, which he
A $10 cash bond.
Tuesday. This is him walking out, picked up by family. The prosecutor's office shot.
Now, where's all the black and Asian hate now? But I don't see no black people killing no Asian little kid or attempting to kill one. But the Asians don't have no problem shooting, picking, poisoning us with they nasty ass food. Fuck them. That's how I look at it. Y'all motherfuckers are sitting up here trying to hold their hand. Look, let me tell you something, man. That's some bullshit. That's all I got to that. That's some bullshit. And if you are a part of the Asian community, right, and your Asian community don't do that, then cool. I'm not tripping. I'm talking about the motherfuckers that I know don't like us, calling us niggas. I remember one time I was driving. This was a long time ago. This is about 15 years ago. I was driving. For all y'all that's in Las Vegas, I was driving on Rainbow and motherfucking over there by the Walmart on Rainbow and Spring Mountain. And this lady cut me off, and then I got up, and she was like, you fucking nigger. And I was like, oh, okay. We playing that game. So what she didn't know was, I was going to follow. So I followed the bitch. Then when I got the bitch in the motherfucking parking lot, I was like, okay, so who the nigga now? Then the bitch was like, oh, call the police, bitch. Call the police. You know, and this is exactly what I said. And bitch, you don't belong here. So take your chopsticks and your graphic calculator, because I know you got a math book in the back, and you get the fuck up out of here. Matter of fact, go back to where the fuck you came from, because you don't belong here. And then the bitch didn't know what to say, and her mom was in the car. They was speaking whatever language there, and I was like, yeah, you lucky I don't fucking kick in your fucking door, bitch. Because that's how bold they are. Then they got so scared, then all of a sudden they went into victim mode. First it's nigga, then it's victim mode. See, that's what they do. They got that from the dominant white society. First it's nigga this, nigga that. Then when you do something, then it's victim. Oh my God, all this other bullshit. But that's what they do.
The low bond, they're filing an emergency motion to get it changed. A judge's order not to return home, but it's a piece of paper, says Arnold.
I'm scared for my family, you know, but I'm scared for them because I don't know what he's capable of.
Reporting in Ypsilanti, Jessica Dupnack, Fox 2 News.
He need to be scared of black folk. That's what he need to be scared of. He need to be scared of black folk. I don't care if he left a bike at your front door, nigga. That don't give you a right to be killing nobody. What kind of shit is that? Or shooting nobody. That kid was like, yeah, it hurt. When her dumb ass asked him if it hurt when he got shot, he was like, yeah, it hurt. Dumb bitch. Man. But see, that's the thing, man. That's the thing that I trip off of too. I always look at it like this. We gotta have intrinsic value in each other, in ourselves, and we gotta stand tall as a community, and we gotta stop worrying about whoever got our back. I can only use corporate plantation as an example. When you go on a corporate plantation, yeah, you're gonna meet people that you cool with and you chill with. That's fine. But when you get out of work, you don't fuck with them. You don't fuck with them. And that's fine. because everybody's lane is designed to be different. And a lot of the times is you're only dealing with these people because you work with them. Because if you didn't work with them, you probably wouldn't deal with them. Now, there's an occasion where you're going to meet people that you fuck with, you know what I'm saying? And that's few, far in between. But I'm talking about for those people that are not trying to arm themselves with the education, that are not trying to read, that don't give a fuck about black people, that'll run up to black people like me and show them a video of Philando Castile, but you don't care, just entertainment. I can't fuck with those type of people. As I get older, I don't want to be bothered with that shit. Now, I can deal with the motherfuckers that want to arm themselves with the truth because I feel like that's what life is about. But if you're not trying to arm yourself with the truth, I don't know what the fuck you doing, man. I'm going to tell you that right now, man. But hey, man, I appreciate everybody listening. Subscribe, man. Hey, man, I really got a lot of shit to do. I'm real behind. Shout out to Dom, Nick. Man, shout out to everybody out there. Taja, Erica. Hey, man, Erica, send me your address so I can get you some more CMOS if you want it. Shout out to everybody that's studying, reading. You know, you read 5 minutes a day. God damn, motherfucker. And that's another thing. Can't stand niggas that try to read shame a nigga. Because you don't read as much as them. You know, there's niggas like that out there, too. I ain't with that shit. Nigga, hey, what's going on, Shawnee, man? I see you. Shout out to Shawnee. Shout out to Philly. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, I appreciate everybody out there, man. I think it's very imperative that we have value in each other and support black businesses. I'm always saying that. The reason why I say that, too, is, man, because it's like, we're not taught that either. You're not really taught that growing up in a black church to support black business. You just taught support a black church. But it's more than just a black church. You got to support black businesses, man. And I feel like a lot of the times growing up, we just wasn't taught to support each other outside of religion. It had to be religious based for us to support each other. And I think that's kind of trash and garbage. That's why, hey, I hate to pick on the black church, man, a lot of the times, but that's where I grew up. Hey, there were a lot of good things that I saw in the black church, but there were a lot of shit. Not that was bad, but just like, damn, I think we focused a lot on praising and singing and all that stuff. But man, we kind of missed the mark on the stock, the bonds, the 401k, the life insurance policy, the generational wealth. Hey man, if you're 18, 19 years old, hey man, you should get a life insurance policy, take it out right now, start paying on it. So by the time you're 35 or 40, you can borrow on that. You can borrow $300,000-$400,000 on that life insurance. You can cash it out. Matter of fact, not only get your life insurance policy, why don't you open up you a traditional IRA? You put $40, $50 a month in it, maybe $100 a month or $60 a month in it. By the time you're 35, 40, hell, you'll have $15, $20, $30, $40, $50,000 in your traditional IRA. That's your money. But people don't tell you that in the black church because I feel like a lot of times they don't know. How about this in the black church? Hey, man, I think it's very important that everybody sits down and takes a real estate class so they can know how to buy their first home. They know about credit and how important credit is. Not just, hey, man, keep your credit good. That's not teaching nobody nothing. Why do you need to keep your credit good? So you can get into places and doors that maybe a person with no credit can't get into. That's what I mean, man. Motherfuckers be getting mad at me, man, but you know what I'm saying? Because, shout out to New. Because I used to be going hard on the black church at the Court Plantation a lot of times, too. Because they're like, motherfuckers like, Jesus good. Yeah, he good. But damn, y'all niggas ain't teaching the niggas shit at these churches. Who's teaching the motherfucker about, hey, man, go get you a decent car so you can get you a decent house. Not go get you a Range Rover. Don't go get you no Range Rover. And then you can't even go buy you no property. So it's like, I think those are just things that, to me, I feel like they missed the mark on those black churches. Because I've been to a lot of black churches. Kojic, like a motherfucker. And ain't never one have I ever heard, ain't never one of them talk about stocks and bonds. At all. So stop it. Niggas tell you about tithes all day and offerings and building funds, but niggas ain't telling you about no stocks and no bonds. And that's what run the motherfucking world. That's the shit you gotta be into. And it's crazy, man, because when you meet people and they not into that, they be looking at you like you crazy. And I be like, nigga, do you not know these niggas is getting money with this stock right now? So yeah, I'm gonna stay on that shit, man, because I think it's very imperative that black folk need to wake the fuck up. Stop trying to, look, go buy the Balenciaga and then go buy you some stock and some bond, bro. TreasuryDirect.net. You can buy your own bonds. You're basically loaning the government money. I got bonds, I got stock, mutual fund. Those are things that you should want to have, but why would you want to have them if you haven't been socialized that way? No diss, but you know, the church, black church, especially the black church, it's more about dressing nice and looking like you have what you don't really have. It's not really about, hey man, It's about investing right now. Hey, man, did you buy such stock? Yeah, because I think I'm going to check that stock out too. Okay, yeah. I just sold an option on woo, woo, woo. Like, niggas don't talk about that shit a lot of the times coming out of the black church. You got to go learn that somewhere else. You shouldn't have to go learn that somewhere else because there's a black church on every fucking corner. So it's like, how are they not teaching this? It's not just about teaching religion. You got to arm people with the knowledge that's necessary for them to navigate through this world, man, because it's fucked up out here. Especially when you got a kid, especially, I can only use me, a kid like me, man. I can't stand going, you think I'll be like, oh, I can't wait to get to corporate. No, nigga. I would much rather be like, all right, it's been 15, 16, 20 years. All right, let me sell about $100,000 worth of stock. I'm going to take a year or two off. You know what I'm saying? Travel, start a business, do something. But you don't know that because you're not taught to invest in yourself. You're not really taught to invest in yourself the whole time you at the church. I know, I remember. I got a very good memory. And I don't remember no service the motherfucker talking about invest in yourself and buy stock and 401k and all that. Not at all. So this is why you hear me going hard about that shit, man, because I'm a product of that. I had to learn that on my own. And I didn't really start learning until you get on the corporate plantation. You get around other white people that's telling you about it. And that's not how it should be. Straight up. I can only tell you what I went through. I can't speak on nobody else. But when I went through, you get at the corporate plantation, you get around white people, and they talking about the stock and the 401k at the job, and you kind of like, you know about it, but you really don't know about it. You just hear about it, and then they start breaking it down. You're like, damn. Then you start thinking like, damn. So if I would have just got me a job with a 401k and, some stock, when I was younger, by now, I'd probably have about, what, $400,000, $600,000? Yeah, you have about $400,000 or $500,000 right now. It's like, God damn, man. But that's all right, man, because now you know, and knowing is half the battle. The other half is applying that shit. And before I get out of here, I'm going to say one more thing. Be business. You are the business. As Jay-Z says, I'm a business man. So you a business. And if you're not conducting yourself business-wise every day, then get the fuck away from me. Because I'm not trying to look at myself in the mirror and be like, damn, I'm not handling business. No, I'm trying to handle business, man. Handle business. And people that don't handle business, just get away from them. They'll get it. They'll understand. If they don't, that's on them. Hey, man, I appreciate everybody listening, subscribing. You already know what it is. Shout out to everybody out there that's handling business, investing in yourself, investing in the black business. You know what I'm saying? Do what you need to do. Stay in your lane and don't worry about nobody else. Probably at Reverend Price Church. Facts. Yeah. But Reverend Price, I'm talking to the chat right now. Reverend Price had Dr. Claude Anderson there. That's why I don't really say nothing about it. He had fucking Dr. Claude Anderson there. The only reason why I know he had Dr. Claude Anderson there is because when I first heard about Dr. Claude Anderson, I started going on YouTube and looking at all his speeches as I'm reading Black Labor, White Wealth. So I'm reading Black Labor, White Wealth, and then I'm listening to his speeches. And one time I looked, I'm like, damn, that looked like Fred Price's church, but I didn't say nothing. And then I went back, and it was Fred Price introducing him. And I'm like, oh, shit. He was at Fred Price's church in the 90s. Why we didn't know about that? So can't nobody say shit about Fred Price. Fred Price had Dr. Claude Anderson there. And you know what Dr. Claude Anderson teaches? He teaches how white folk have their money tied up in money market accounts, stocks, bonds, 401k, housing, life insurance policies. He talks about that shit. That's why a motherfucker be so mad. Like, whoa. That's why when somebody passes away in their family, the generational wealth continues. It doesn't stop because they were investing in their family. Facts. But hey, man, I appreciate everybody out there handling business. Hey, like I said, my channel might not be for you. If it is, fuck with it. If it ain't no love lost. I ain't on here trying to fucking clout chase, man. That shit is for young niggas, man. I'm too old for that. Hey, man, I'll see y'all niggas on Tuesday. Hey, invest in yourself, man. Stay in your lane. Don't worry about nobody else and invest in yourself. And get away from motherfuckers that don't want to invest in themselves, because those are the motherfuckers that will tear you down and try to get you off your fucking road and get you off track, and then you're going to be too busy dealing with their drama than dealing with the fuck you need to deal with. And if a nigga talking about he don't see no color and Asians ain't like that and all this other stuff, Sambo. Guilty, nigga. I'm out. Peace.